So I read a lot of sales books, I read a lot of business books, I read a lot of books just in general, and no one really comes up with a full-fledged system when it comes to selling personal training. They have good tips, but nobody like really breaks it down. So I decided I would start breaking it down. But this is the system that I've used to teach IMs, teach fitness consultants, teach membership directors. These are certain things that has to happen. Now these aren't steps, because they will blend into the next step. So I'll give you an example. First one is rapport. So rapport is not a step. It's not like, okay, we're in the rapport building phase. Once I have that, I'm gonna move on. No, rapport happens throughout the entire consult, but you have to start off with it. Why? Why do I need to start with rapport? Makes them feel comfortable. Why do I need them to feel comfortable? Because I need them to trust me. Why? They're not going to buy from me if they don't trust me. What's more, what else won't they do? They won't open up, so they won't even tell me what problems they have. So they'll be like, when I'm going to buy clothes and the girl comes up and she's like, do you need help finding anything? No. There's no rapport, there's no reason why I would think that she could help me. So next thing in this is, once you have rapport, you're going to be able to start identifying some of the problems that they have. Okay? So some of the problems that they have with exercise. Now we're going to start digging into this a little bit more, but I'm going to show you the overall system first. So once you know that they have some problems, that's when you can start getting into more of the goal setting. Okay? So why are we trying to figure out what problems they have before we ask them what their goal is? You guys ever notice that in these books here? You'll notice on the first page, second question is we start asking about their exercise history. Why do we do that before you talk about their goals? Okay, and why do we want to identify problems before the goals? You have your ammo, yes. So basically what that means is that I'm not going to open up to you about what I want to achieve until I realize that I have an issue with achieving that. Sounds backwards, but that's what has to happen. Imagine you're out of toothpaste, okay? You're going to the drugstore, you're going to replace your toothpaste, and they change things. They don't have the toothpaste in the aisle anymore. They have it behind some closed door or something like that. Instead, they have a toothpaste consultant or a toothpaste concierge. You're not allowed to buy the toothpaste until you sit with the toothpaste concierge, because we want to make sure that you're getting optimal service. So we want to make sure that you're making the right choice. How are you guys going to feel about that particular drugstore? Right, why? Because you don't need help buying toothpaste. Now if you remember before, 75% of people coming into the gym do not see the results that they want. Most people are not buying personal training, and most people are not achieving the goals that they want to achieve, which means that you trying to sell them training or even talk to them about their goals is the same feeling that they get when they have to talk to a toothpaste consultant. It's the same feeling. If I don't think doesn't matter if I actually need help with my dental problems, it only matters that I think that I don't. So by exploring where their history is first, we're able to uncover some of the issues that maybe they've been having. So if I know that you haven't had the best experience with your last toothpaste, or you have some kind of problem with it, with your teeth, that's when I can actually start talking to you about the toothpaste that you're using. Same thing with fitness. If you don't see a problem with what you're doing in the gym, or you think it's easier than it actually is, you have no reason to even talk to them about their goals. That's why exercise history is before that. Any questions? No? So then we get into the goal setting. So we figure out what kind of problems they have. Then we figure out what they're trying to achieve. From there, we want to figure out what the motivation is behind all that. Now, why do we need the motivation?
That's what's going to make them buy.
That's what's going to make them buy, because that's where the motion comes from. If they're not extremely interested in it, they just won't buy. From there, we can start building some solutions. Now, the best way to build a solution is not to tell them what the solution is. What's the best way to build a solution for an individual client? Get them to tell you what it is. Big mistake that trainers will make is they will make recommendations too early. You want to get the client to tell you where their problems are first, so in this step. And then when they get down here, it's going to be so easy for them to tell you what they need help with. After that, all you have to do is figure out any kind of objections that they may have. This is before you even get close to prices. So trying to uncover anything that's going to hold them back. I don't even like the word objections, but it's very popular, so I use it. I prefer areas of concern. So any areas of concern that they would have when it comes to getting started with you guys or getting started in the gym. After that, that's when you can present the solution. Now the solution takes into account all the problems that they have, how they want to solve those problems, and then also handling any kind of objections with it. So if they have issues with coming in 3 times a week, you don't present a solution where they're coming in 3 times a week. You present a solution where they're coming in 2 times a week. And then maybe have an optional 3 times a week. So it's based off of what they said is where you present here. So you're handling everything at once. So this ends up being the very perfect solution to them. After that, all you need to do is show them how much it costs. Once you show them how much it costs, if it works in their budget, you're giving them the perfect solution. You're showing them a price that's reasonable to them. What happens? They buy. So that's where you close, and then you handle any kind of last minute objections that you may have missed. You guys follow all that? So remember, these aren't steps. So this rapport needs to start all the way through this. Yeah?
Do you find that the most difficult one on there is the identifying problems, is actually getting somebody to admit they need help in an area?
It can be. It's individual. So that brings me to my next point here, is that think of these not as steps, but as skills. With skills, there's going to be some people who are very good at certain areas, and some people who are very bad at areas. You're going to find a balance of these.